Module 8. Workplace Digital Wellbeing Policies. Let's begin with the workplace. Organizations today are realizing that employees need clear boundaries between work and personal life. One important step is the right to disconnect legislation. This means that employees are not expected to reply to emails, messages, or calls after work hours. By protecting personal time, organizations can reduce the constant stress of being always available. In addition, companies are offering digital wellness training. This training helps employees learn how to manage stress, set digital boundaries, and adopt healthy digital habits. Investments in technology infrastructure also make a difference. When systems work smoothly, employees experience less frustration and stress. And with flexible work arrangements, such as hybrid or remote options, employees can align work with personal needs, boosting both productivity and mental health. Lastly, providing mental health support, such as access to counselors, mental health apps, or even mental health days, shows employees that their well-being is valued. Community-based digital wellness initiatives. Now let's step outside the workplace and look at communities. Community-driven efforts can reduce digital stress across society. For example, digital literacy programs teach adults essential skills, so they feel more confident and less anxious when navigating technology. Communities can also create support groups for people struggling with issues like social media anxiety or digital addiction. These groups allow individuals to share experiences and learn coping strategies. Beyond that, providing alternative activities like outdoor recreation or creative clubs helps people balance their time and avoid overdependence on screens. Special senior support programs are also vital. Many older adults feel excluded or frustrated by digital systems. By teaching them at their pace and addressing their concerns, communities can reduce the digital divide and its associated stress. Technology industry responsibility. Of course, one of the biggest responsibilities lies with the technology industry itself. Companies must adopt ethical design principles. Instead of designing apps to keep users hooked, they should focus on user well-being. For example, features like take a break reminders or screen time trackers encourage healthy usage. Transparency in algorithms is another key factor. If users understand why certain content is being shown to them, they can make more informed choices. Tech companies are also adding mental health features like mood check-ins, meditation integrations, or even safe spaces for discussion. Finally, ongoing research and development ensures that platforms evolve responsibly by studying the mental health impacts of their designs. Healthcare system integration. Now, let's connect digital wellness with healthcare. The healthcare system is increasingly offering digital mental health services through telemedicine, making therapy and counseling more accessible. Point. Healthcare providers are also being trained to recognize digital-related mental health issues. Standardized screening and assessment tools help identify problems like digital addiction, anxiety, or burnout early, allowing timely intervention. Educational initiatives. Education also plays a vital role. Adult digital wellness education ensures that people of all ages continue to learn healthy habits and stay updated about technology trends. For professionals, continuing education helps them handle the pressures of digital workplaces effectively. Within families, digital wellness programs help parents and children create healthy screen routines together. This reduces conflicts and builds positive digital habits from an early stage. Policy and regulatory considerations. Finally, let's look at the role of governments and regulators. Stronger privacy protections help people feel safe about their personal data. Platform accountability laws can ensure that digital platforms are held responsible if their designs cause harm. And importantly, governments can support research funding to study the mental health impacts of technology and create effective solutions. We'll now examine real-world case studies and research findings that show us how digital spaces affect adult mental health. By studying these examples, we'll not only see the risks, but also learn from the solutions that worked. Case Study 1. Remote work during COVID-19. Let's begin with the global shift to remote work during the COVID-19 pandemic. This was essentially a natural experiment, where millions of adults worldwide suddenly had to integrate digital work into their daily lives. Positive outcomes. Many adults saved time and reduced stress by avoiding long commutes. Parents appreciated being physically present for their children during remote learning. Some individuals actually reported higher productivity and job satisfaction at home. Importantly, virtual mental health services became more accessible. Many people tried therapy for the first time. Negative outcomes. Social isolation increased, especially for adults living alone. Work-life boundaries blurred, leading to longer hours and burnout. Video call fatigue became a common problem. Endless online meetings left people mentally drained. Domestic stress rose due to shared workspaces and financial strain. Long-term studies showed a clear divide. Adults who learned to set digital boundaries and keep strong offline connections coped much better. But those who struggled with boundaries often continued to feel anxious and stressed even after restrictions were lifted. Case Study 2. Social media and depression in working adults. The second study followed 2,000 working adults over 3 years to examine the link between social media use and depression. Key findings. Passive scrolling and viewing correlated with increased depressive symptoms. Active use, posting, commenting, messaging, tended to reduce negative impact and sometimes even offered social support. Professional networking brought both benefits, career growth, opportunities, and stress pressure to maintain a perfect image, constant comparison. Interestingly, demographics shaped the experience. Women reported more body image concerns due to social comparisons, while men felt more career-related stress on professional platforms like LinkedIn. Point. Adults with pre-existing mental health conditions showed both stronger negative and stronger positive effects depending on how they used social media. Case Study 3. Digital Detox Intervention Study. Now, let's look at digital detox. A controlled study tested a 4-week structured detox program for adults feeling digital overwhelm. Program components. Gradual reduction of non-essential screen time. Mindfulness practices for intentional tech use. Planned alternatives like exercise, hobbies, and face-to-face activities. Group support to maintain digital boundaries. Results. Anxiety and depression scores dropped. Sleep quality and attention span improved. Relationships became stronger. Even after 3 months, 70% maintained these benefits. The most successful participants were those with strong social support, flexible work adjustments, and fulfilling offline activities. This shows us that digital detox works best when combined with lifestyle changes. Case Study 4. Healthcare workers and digital stress. Next, let's turn to healthcare workers during the pandemic, a group under enormous pressure. Beyond the medical challenges, they also faced unique digital stressors. Stresses identified. Complex, time-consuming electronic health record systems. Sudden telehealth responsibilities with added technical burdens. Online criticism and misinformation leading to reputation anxiety. Continuous exposure to negative health news. Coping strategies. Limiting news consumption to set times of day. Private social media groups for peer support. Digital wellness training programs. Setting strict work communication boundaries. Case Study 5. Elderly adults and technology adoption. Older adults face very different challenges. A community-based study looked at seniors over 65 adapting to technology. Challenges. Anxiety when learning new systems. Isolation when unable to keep up with digital communication. Financial stress from upgrading devices. Fear of online fraud and scams. Successful interventions. Peer-led technology classes. Simplified devices and easy-to-use interfaces. Family involvement in teaching. Focus on personally meaningful tech use, like video calls with grandchildren, rather than abstract training. The results were encouraging. Seniors who successfully adopted basic digital tools reported less loneliness and stronger family ties. But those who struggled with adoption often became more anxious and isolated. Case Study 6: Gig economy workers and platform stress. Finally, let's examine gig economy workers, rideshare drivers, delivery workers, and freelancers who rely on digital platforms for their livelihood. Stress factors: constant ratings and reviews causing performance anxiety, algorithm changes affecting income unpredictably, pressure to be available 24/7, lack of job security and benefits, mental health impacts, higher rates of anxiety and depression, sleep disruption from irregular schedules, social isolation from working alone, identity tied to platform metrics, feeling valued only when ratings are high, adaptive strategies, setting clear working hours, developing multiple income streams, maintaining strong offline social connections. These case studies give us practical insight. Digital spaces can both improve and harm mental health, depending on how they are designed, how we use them, and what supports are in place. Point: at Avanzo Cyber Institute, we emphasize that understanding these examples equips us to build better solutions for the future. We've taken a deep journey into understanding how digital spaces shape adult mental health. Now, let's bring everything together in this concluding module. Think of this as both a reflection and a roadmap for moving forward in our digital world. The complex nature of digital impact. The very first thing we must recognize is that digital technology is neither good nor bad by itself. Instead, it's complex. The same tools that give us flexible work, social connections, and access to mental health care can also bring challenges like stress, social comparison, and blurred boundaries. Point: so, it's not about avoiding digital spaces, it's about learning to engage with them in healthier, more intentional ways. This requires not only digital literacy, but also emotional intelligence and the ability to adapt as technology evolves. Key findings and implications. From all the research and case studies we've reviewed, a few important lessons stand out. First, individual variability. Everyone's experience is different. Age, mental health history, support systems, and digital skills all shape how technology impacts us. Second, context matters. Why, when, and how we use technology makes all the difference. Passive scrolling is not the same as active engagement. Work-related use is not the same as recreational use. Third, interconnected systems. Digital well-being cannot be separated from work, social life, physical health, and even financial stability. Everything is linked.